So now we get to work on our dividing numbers, and in the intro video we saw that you can separate out a fraction as long as you're dividing by just one thing down here in the denominator. So we're going to rewrite this. We're going to take the 48 divided by a -3 and the -12 x cubed divided by the -3. We're just going to simplify these separately. So 48 divided by -3, that's a -16. And then here we have a -12 divided by a -3, that's going to turn out to be +4, and then the x cubed stays with it. And then because we want to write this in the proper order, we want to make sure that the variable goes first. So we're going to say 4x cubed, and if you notice, it's a +4, so I make sure it's positive in my answer. The 16 is negative, so I'm going to carry down a negative, or -16. And that's our final answer on that one. Alright, this next one thing I notice is in the numerator, we can do a little bit of simplifying. You have 2 minus a negative. Anytime you minus a negative, you can add op, or maybe just to make that addition. So 2 plus x squared divided by -2. So you take each term in the numerator and divide it by that denominator. 2 over -2 plus x squared over -2, and then just simplify each one. 2 divided by -2 is -1 plus x squared divided by -2. We're going to leave that as x squared over -2, although sometimes we don't like that negative to be in the denominator, so you can bring that up top, because basically what's happening is you have a positive divided by a negative, so you're going to have a negative fraction. If I move the negative to the top, as long as they're just single terms like this, then I will have a negative divided by a positive, which is still a negative fraction. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that term first, because we like to have the variable first. So it's a negative x squared over 2, and then -1. Hopefully that one makes sense. Alright, so we're just doing the same thing here. If there's any simplifying you can do before breaking apart your fraction, might be a good idea. One thing I noticed is we have a 3 squared. Well, we know what 3 squared is. That's 9. So now we're going to rewrite this. 12a squared over -3 minus 9 over -3. Alright, when we simplify this, 12 divided by -3 is -4a squared. And then here we have a -9 divided by -3. That turns out to be a +3. We've got the variable in the first term, so that looks like a good answer. Now the last few examples we've broken apart fractions that have 2 terms in the numerator. So same idea, if you have 3 terms, that's okay. Just you're going to get 3 fractions out of that you can simplify. So -18x cubed over -6 plus 2x squared over -6 plus 6 over -6. Then just simplify it piece by piece. This negative divided by negative gives you +3 x cubed. Now this one, 2 divided by -6. Now that's not going to divide because the 2 is smaller than the 6. So we're going to reduce that. But I'm going to do that thing where I'm going to put the negative with the top number, and I'm going to reduce it to a 1/3. So a -1x squared over 3. Do you see where that 1/3 is? I took the 2 over 6, reduced it to 1 over 3, and I just moved the negative to the top. And then last we have 6 divided by -6 is a -1. And we've got our exponents in descending order, x cubed, x squared, constant term on the end, so this one looks good.